welcome back to Conquest of Nerath. We're playing the beginning here now of round 2. The score is the human elves have 10 victory points, and Karkoth and the Iron Circle have 9. It is now Karkoth's turn for the beginning of round 2. The first thing they do is they grab a event card. They get Dragon Plague. It says play at the start of battle. Each enemy dragon in the battle takes 1 damage. It says deadly diseases from Karkoth claim even the mighty. Alright, so we're going to add that to their card stash. Up next, of course, will be move. So let me reposition and we'll start moving all those Karkoth units. Alright, but before we get to moving, the Karkoth player wants to play an event card. And they are going to play Rampage, which says play during your draw step, which is now. It says choose one enemy land space, roll a d12 attack dice against the space equal to the number of Karkoth monsters in all land spaces adjacent to it. The space's controller chooses how to take any damage. And it says here, zombie hulks are difficult to control, but Karkoth's rulers favor chaos. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play that card, and we're going to play it on this space, because we have a monster here. We also have another one here. So that's going to be 2d12 attack against that space before any movement even takes place on the turn. So let's go to the dice tray. We're going to roll those 2 monster attacks against the treant and the wizard here at the Great Wood. Alright, for this battle I didn't bother moving the monsters to the tray because they're not actually moving, they're just attacking from the border. So let's roll 2d12. And we get 2 8s. So back to the board we go. And of course, 6+ is a hit. So this space, he's going to lose the wizard and the treant. He loses 2 units. That was pretty effective use of a card for Karkoth. They wipe out the units of the elves in the Great Wild Wood. Alright, now it is time to do movement. So while we're right here, I might as well do some movement. And we're just going to move this one monster is going to move here, and he's going to take over that space. There's no resistance, and so we're actually I'm going to do all the movement first. So let me do that. He's going to move in there, and I think we are going to have this monster attack this space with the dragon going over to the ship. And this little unit is going to come down here as well. And that's it for movement there. So I'll just put these pieces on their side so I remember what's going on. And I have to go to different parts of the board for more movement. Alright, so another monster movement. They're going to fly. This dragon is going to go 1-2 spaces over here and attack this human settlement. And let me go to another spot on the board for some more movement. Alright, so some more units moving. I'm going to take 1 foot soldier from here and 1 from here, load them on the boat. The boat then is going to go 1-2 spaces here. This is an allied piece, so they can peacefully coexist. And he's going to drop off the 2 foot soldiers over here with the dragon. And let me think of some more moves. We're going to move... Okay, I'm going to have to readjust the camera to get moving again. Alright, we have a fighter and a wizard here. I'm going to move the fighter 1-2 spaces down here to join in with this attack. And I will move the wizard 1-2 spaces here. And this guy will move 1 space to Broken Lands. Alright, let's tilt up a little bit here. We're going to have... this guy's going to move here. This guy's going to move here. I don't know if you caught any of that, but there we go. And now, yes, we're going to have the movement of the masses. So let me just readjust the camera, and we're going to have a major assault happening. All right, so yes, the Karkoth player is going to attack the castle, and they are moving in a ton of stuff. They're going to move in the siege engine. I'm going to put it in the C space here because there's not really room. They're going to move 1 foot soldier. They are going to move the other foot soldier. And this leader, or sorry, this fighter and this fighter are both going to this dungeon. The monster is going to go 1-2 into here. Both of these siege engines are going in here. And so is I think I'm going to leave that guy there. We're going to need some support, and this leader is also going to join the fight. So that's 2 siege engines, or sorry, 3 siege engines, 2 foot soldiers, a monster, and a fighter are going to try to take down the castle hold. Okay, and I think that is, oh no, I'm going to move this one to here and this one to here, just to make sure there's at least 1 unit in each of those places. And I think that's pretty much everything on the board that's going to move has moved. So let me write all the pieces and then we're going to get into battles. All right, so the first sort of battle here was we knocked out the 2 units with that card playing, and this, of course, was an elven land. It's been taken over by Karkoth. That is going to score the Karkoth alliance with Iron Circle a victory point. So let's go to the victory point track. All right, the Karkoth Iron Circle alliance now tied at 10 points apiece with the human and the elf. So back to the board for the next battle. All right, so the next battle we're going to do is we're going to have the elven ship, warship, and the dragon. So let's go on to the dice tray and roll that attack. All right, so it's the black dragon versus the elven warship. The black dragon rolls a d20 and rolls a 10. That is a hit. The elven warship is destroyed, but it gets to fight back. And it rolls a 1, which does not even put a damage on the black dragon. And so Karkoth is victorious in the sea space, the Sea of Ghosts. Back to the board. The next battle that's going to take place is going to be right here. This is just going to be reclaiming a land, so it will not be for a victory point. We have a monster, a fighter, and a foot soldier versus an elven foot soldier and siege engine. So let's get to the dice tray and roll that one. Okay, so the Karkoth has a d12 for the monster, a d10 for the fighter, a d6 for the foot soldier. And that was not, it was leaning, so we'll do that again. It's an 8, so the Karkoth gets 1 hit, which is going to remove the elven archer, foot soldier, but they do get retaliatory shot. And 6, the elven archer going down takes out a Karkoth unit. So we're going to remove the Karkoth foot soldier. And now we have a d12 and a d10 for Karkoth. They're going to press the attack. And they get 1 more hit with 8 from the monster. And this is going to eliminate the siege engine, but it gets to shoot back, and it misses. All right, let's go back to the board. The Karkoth player has retaken their space. All right, so the Karkoth player has retaken this space, so we're going to remove the elven token from there. Now, they do not get a victory point because it was not an original elven land. Okay, let's go to the next battle, and then I think we're going to cut it off for this episode. So we're going to go over to the island now, where we have a dragon and 2 foot soldiers. All right, let's go over there. All right, so this is a human occupied and originally controlled land, and we're going to have a black dragon and 2 foot soldiers attacking. So let's go to the dice tray, and I think that's going to be a pretty much a foregone conclusion. All right, so the black dragon is going to be rolling a d20, and the foot soldier skeletal warriors will be rolling d6. And the dragon rolls a 20. So indeed, totally acid breath and takes out the foot soldier. However, they do get retaliation, but they do not defend with a hit. So no units lost, no hits for the Karkoth unit. Let's go back to the board. I think they just got themselves another victory point. All right, so the Karkoth player easily takes over that space. It was a human-controlled from the beginning of the game land, so we're going to put a Karkoth token on there. And that means that the Karkoth player is going to score another victory point. Let's go to the victory point track. All right, so the Karkoth Iron Circle Alliance up from 10 points now to 11. They take the lead. And yes, there was a dungeon that the Karkoth player was trying to plunder, and they should have done that first, but of course they don't learn from their mistakes from the last time. So let's go to that dungeon now, and that's where we're going to end off the episode. All right, so way up here, we have 2 Karkoth fighters are going into the Temple of Elemental Evil. And so let's see what they encounter up there. They have 2 fighters, and I don't know what they're going to run into, but let's see. All right, so into the Temple of Elemental Evil, the 2 fighters of Karkoth go, and they are going to encounter an Umber Hulk. And the Umber Hulk rolls 2d6s and a d8 in its defense, and its reward would be +1 gold piece, and a treasure, of course, if they defeat it and plunder the dungeon. All right, the 2 fighters, they're going to be rolling d10s. A 5 and a 5 is a no hit at all situation. The Umber Hulk rolls 2d6s and a d8 and rolls an 8. That is enough to crush one of the fighters. Wow. Does he want to press the attack or retreat? I think that the Karkoth fighter is going to retreat from the dungeon, leaving the Umber Hulk as a guard. So let's go back to the main board. All right, so the fighters could not overcome the Umber Hulk. He is going to retreat one space away, and the Umber Hulk is going to be guarding that place. All right, that is going to conclude that battle for the dungeon, and Karkoth kind of disappointed. They really wanted to take that. And I totally forgot to use the crystal ball for Karkoth as well, which would have allowed them to look at any guardian tokens in one dungeon location. Didn't really matter, but I'll try to remember that for their next turn, if they get a next turn. All right, so we're going to leave it off. Of course, next episode we're going to have this humongous battle happening over here at the outlying castle of the Nerath human player. And I keep calling them Nerathian. They are Nerath. There's no Ian at the end of it, so I apologize for that. It should be the Nerath League, I believe. All right, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time when we will conclude the Karkoth turn for round 2. There's a massive battle coming up, so we'll see what happens there. And right now the point score is 11 for Karkoth Iron Circle and 10 for the Human Elven Alliance. Once again, thanks for watching. Join me next time for Conquest of Nerath.